Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Get MELEVATED. It's great to see you all again, even though I can never really see you. Hopefully it's great for you to see me. Anyway, so we're going to talk about a few things today. First, makeup related. I'm sorry, but I got this yesterday and I had to try it. We're not going to do the look with this today, even though it's on my face right now, but next week we will do it. So hang on in there. One more week. I'm going to do a whole courage look on this. By the way, so worth it. Love this. So blendable. Perfect. But this week I thought we would dive into something a little more serious, not like too serious, but it's something important because we're approaching the darkest day of the year on the 21st of December. It'd be the solstice, if anyone is familiar with that. And I think around this time, a lot of people are either hustling and bustling around, totally cool, do your thing, or kind of just settling in, enjoying the peace of the night. The nights are longer, the days are shorter. And it's a really good time to just kind of sit and review and reflect on your year before it's over. For me, it's always been an interesting time. Vitamin D is a huge part of my life at this time, if anyone can relate. Also, around this time I get nostalgic for summer. I think about things that maybe I didn't quite finish. I'm a huge project starter, not a huge project finisher. If anyone can relate to that also. Oh, hi Nico. We got our little buddy. We got a little buddy here today. You want to come play? No? He's just going to stare and be weird. Oh, hi. Yeah, this is Miko. He is the love of my life. I love him. I rescued him in last March. So, okay guys, so I chose another card, big surprise. I'll get off the cards eventually, but right now I just feel like they're important and it's a very good way to explain certain concepts to you that we can build upon later. So the card that I'm choosing today is the Hermit. The Hermit is not a bad thing. The Hermit is actually a good thing when it's in its upside facing. When it's upside down, it's totally different. We'll talk about that in a second. The Hermit facing up, this is a card of spiritual knowledge leadership. This is a card that you've kind of figured out what you're supposed to be doing and your purpose on earth, and you're going for it, but not like the Fool was going for it. The Fool was kind of, hello, let's go. You know, he was doing his thing without really looking back, without taking into consideration maybe some important things. And yes, along the way, he certainly learned some hard lessons. But the Hermit, he's continuing on his path. He's on top of a mountain, and he got up there by himself. No one's around, no one followed him, but he's still doing it because he knows that this is the way that he's going to get to call himself home inside. And that's such a beautiful thing, and that's such a rare thing, I think, too. Especially when we're bombarded by tons and tons of social media and screens in front of our face all day. It's like a very fun place to play in, but if you're not taking the moments to pause and reflect and gain some self-awareness and learn some tough lessons, you're going to be feeling unfulfilled. And if you feel like you're just kind of in a cycle repeating day-to-day thing, then maybe that's something to think about, to maybe pause, self-reflect, what do we really want, and then go from there. So he has his walking stick with him. It's going to help him guide the way. He's wearing a robe, and this is a symbol for invisibility because he's doing it on his own, because he knows that he's the one that needs to do it in order to get where he needs to be. No one else can tell him. Only his intuition knows how to get there. And although it might be kind of like a dark road because he doesn't have any guidance other than that of spirit universe and himself and his intuition, he has a star lantern with him, and inside of here is the Star of David. Actually, it's a 6-pointed star, and the Star of David, it consists of a right side up facing triangle and an upside down facing triangle laid on top of each other, and those are actually symbols for male and female, and this is a manifestation symbol. So that's kind of something cool to think about. So the light that's guiding him is also assisting him in manifesting what he's trying to do. And he's not letting anyone take that away from him. And that is incredibly powerful when you push aside everyone that's like, you're not going to make it, you're not going to make it. And you're like, I just want to do it. Let me do it. And you don't need permission to do it. You can just do it. But there's the flip side of this too. And then this is a card that signifies isolation. It when you spend too long alone and you sort of lose your community because you've pulled away so much and have rejected so many plans. It's a card of rejection too, of not only yourself, but you're rejecting your community, and the community is really what tethers you to the ground and keeps you grounded so that you don't climb too high up on the freaking mountain and you get lost up there, and then all of a sudden your light blows out and you're like, oh my gosh, where am I? Where's my path? I can't see. And then you drop your stick and it's a whole mess. It's a meltdown. It's a meltdown. And we don't want that, okay? The character that I think best describes this is Elsa. Elsa. So I got this really cute Colourpop palette, and it's the Elsa one. I had to try it. It's wintry, it's holiday-y. Isn't that cool? So this is what we're going to be doing our look off of today, because if you haven't seen the movie, she runs away from everyone. She builds her own ice castle. You know, she doesn't care. She's just like, I'm going to do this. And I think in her mind, she started out as the hermit, and then by the time her sister finds her, she ends up isolating, and she's unhappy, and she kind of just changes her whole demeanor, and it gets a little negative. And when you're letting the negativity creep into like everyday situations all the time in your life, like this little manifestation symbol, it's gonna make that. That's why can be dangerous, and we all get to this place, and God knows how we get out of it. Some don't, but you know, like hopefully most do. But it's just a very special card and space to be in. And I just think it's really important to be aware of. Okay, I just need to. It's just amazing. Like, can you see it? You can't really see it. It's so good. I'm like obsessed. So, you know I love glitter. But look at how cute that is. I'm so excited. So this is what we're going to be using today to do the look off of. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, soulmates. After we have our little starting dance party, because Get Melevated is all about hyping yourself up. You're your own hype person. So we're starting out with that base shadow again. It's so important if you haven't learned from the last couple videos. It's just a good foundation to lay down so the other shadows blend and glide on top beautifully. This look today, we're going to be focusing on the upper third of the chakra. So we're going to be doing 5, 6, 7. It's going to be kind of a purpley, bluey, sparkly look, if you couldn't tell by the color palette. So the first shade we're going to be dipping into is going to be kind of correlating with the 7th chakra. It's going to be a purple. This chakra presents as the 1,000-petaled lotus. It's a sacred wisdom chakra because it connects to the divine higher self. When we reach a high enough meditative state in this chakra, we can actually tap into the Akashic records. This is also where the release of karma can occur for us. This chakra is all about experimenting versus thinking, feeling, and comprehending. It's kind of where like the master arises from the student. If you're feeling isolated or in emotional distress, basically disconnected, you're probably experiencing a block in this chakra, which correlates perfectly with the reverse meaning of the hermit. Here's a little makeup tip. If you feel like one of your colors is being applied a little too strong, you can always go back in with that neutral base color that we started out with, apply it on top, sort of blend it together. It'll definitely soften it. Also, if you haven't noticed, I'm definitely not a professional or trained makeup artist, self-taught. I started out through creativity via painting and art, different types of avenues like that. I don't know what these brushes are called. I don't even really know what they're used for. I call them flat boys, round boys, thin boys, thick boys, pointy boys. So that's how I shall refer to them. Dipping into our bluer, more indigo shade, we're going to be associating this with two of the chakras, so the 5th and the 6th. The 5th chakra, it's the blue shade. It's also the throat chakra. This is all about truth feeling. It's finding your voice, being honest with yourself. It's all about speaking and hearing the truth. On a lower level note of this chakra, it could even be about listening to yourself and what feels right for you and setting a boundary around that verbally. It could be in a work environment or even just a relationship. These are applicable everywhere. So after we're able to hear and speak the truth, we're going to be moving into the 6th chakra. This is kind of where we get a little energetic upgrade, if you will. So this is all about truth feeling, mind expansion, understanding information, comprehension of concepts. If you're experiencing a growth in this chakra, you're probably going to get a lot of headaches. This is also where the pineal or pineal gland, depending on pronunciation specifications, is located. It's a place where melatonin is produced, and we all know how I feel about sleep and dreams. It's very, very important for your spiritual growth. The white and silver tones in this look, and the glitter actually, sort of symbolize for me a white light shielding process. What I'm talking about when it comes to this is it's a way to protect yourself from negative outside energies so that they don't come inside and make you feel that way as well. This is extremely important if you are highly empathic and sensitive like I am, so that you're able to move through the day like butter. Nothing can stop you. No one's gonna penetrate your white light shield barrier and ruin your day. It's actually an extremely important concept to understand and master when you're doing spiritual work in this way. I'm probably going to do an entire video about it very soon, so just hang tight with that. So I love that this palette came with a silver. Silver actually has a very interesting spiritual meaning. What it does is it reflects back the energy that's given out. Kind of like we were talking about with the manifestation symbol inside the lantern that's guiding his way. So if we put out negative, we're gonna get back negative. If we put out positive, the silver's gonna make us have positive come to us. Who doesn't want that? Sounds amazing. Silver also restores equilibrium. It possesses more of a feminine type of quality in its symbolism. The reverse of that would be the gold. So the sun god, heavy Leo energy, is ruled by masculine energy, and the silver, which ties to the moon, lunar, is feminine. Alright guys, that's all I have this week for this look. If you try it, let me know in the comments below. Hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time.